I'm Jason, Las Vegas, and today we're talking about marijuana lounges in Las Vegas. Nevada cannabis regulators. No alcohol will be allowed in marijuana lodges or other measures planned to curb DUI risks. The Nevada Cannabis Compliance Board, CCB, will hold a public hearing for the purpose of considering the adoption, amendment, or a repeal of the regulations mentioned below. The public hearing will be held at 9 a.m. on June 28, 2022. Cannabis officials have drafted regulations to address public safety concerns surrounding future lodges. There are currently no lodges, I believe, that allow indoor public consumption and prevent customers from getting high then getting behind the wheel. No alcohol will be allowed in any lodges in Las Vegas, Nevada. At least to start, there's not going to be alcohol allowed. That seems to make sense. In draft regulations set for approval in late June, the board outlines measures such as state-mandated worker training and classes to spot intoxication and over-intoxication. Okay. All workers must register as state agents. Wow. Lounges will be encouraged to partner with ride shares and create no-tow policies so customers can leave their vehicles overnight if necessary. That's interesting. Potential signage outside lounges would remind customers of the law and effects of consumption. It is against the law to drive while impaired by cannabis, or the intoxicating effects may be delayed by 2 hours or more. We expect people to come to visit Las Vegas. That's going to be some people who never consumed cannabis before. So how do we make sure that they are talking to someone at the lounge or educating themselves about cannabis, making sure that they're not leading them down a path of overconsumption. Cannabis Compliance Board officials would monitor enforcement of the rules by establishments. Fines for non-compliance could range from $5,000 to $1 million. What? Oh my goodness. Well, that doesn't. Okay, well, there's a lot going on in this story. I thought this story to be a little bit more about like the lounges. There's gonna be questions about where will lounges will be allowed, right? That's gonna be an obvious question. Will lounges be allowed on the strip? I wonder are there any other no-tow policies besides like public transportation? I guess there'll probably be other places that have no-tow policies. But even if you do drive your car to a cannabis lounge, do you really want to leave your car there overnight? I don't really understand that one. That's going to be an interesting one. That's basically, I'm wondering if they're basically trying to have people not drive there. Like if you don't want people to drive to these lounges, I would just maybe recommend not having any parking allowed at all, right? Like maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. I don't drive, so it's not really something I would have to consider, but I don't really, like I said, I don't know anything about a no-tow policy. I don't know if that's implemented at other like bars. Do bars have no-tow policies? Is that a policy at bars? I've never heard that before, but that's going to be interesting. Another thing that this, to end this, the story, the non-compliant range. How can it be so far of a range? Is that like a first offense, a second offense, or can your first offense be $1 million? Like, fines for non-compliance can range from $5,000 to $1 million. Isn't that range just seems like unbelievable. I don't understand that. Even if you got a $1 million fine, wouldn't it just be easier just to shut down the lounge? Like how many lounges could afford a $1 million fine? And there's just so many questions about these lounges. It's going to be so many things that goes into it seems like a lot of regulations before any of these lounges even open. It seems like they're a little bit more concerned about marijuana lounges than bars, right? Like it seems like it should be basically the same type of regulation. Am I wrong? I don't think there's proof that alcohol is less strong than marijuana, and people are taking marijuana and driving like that. And a lot of people who like they were saying something. Let me see, something about people were not gonna be from. Yeah, it said we expect people to come to visit Las Vegas. So, I mean, if you're coming to visit Las Vegas, you're most likely not driving, right? For the most part, all over the city. So it probably will be ride shares. And like I said, the question with that is basically the location of these lounges. Like, if it's going to be like a no toll policy, it seems like it would make more sense to have lounges where there's no parking, if that, or maybe people do want to drive their car and then somehow get home. Maybe have some of these lounges a lot closer to public transportation. But there's just so many regulations. Like I said, I don't think it should be that difficult compared to bar regulations, right? But we'll see what's going to go in. As I mentioned, here in Las Vegas, we currently do not have any marijuana lounges even open. So this is just a process to get the ball rolling. We'll see. So many more details are going to come out in these stories. Like I said, we have to figure out the location of these lounges and the fines. The fines ranging from $5,000 to $1 million seems completely outrageous. Like I said, if you can afford a $1 million fine, that's surprising. But why would we be fining anyone $1 million, any business like that, if we don't just shut them down, right? We'll see. So many questions about this. This is just the opening statement in this. No lounges are currently open in Las Vegas. We'll see how long it takes. If these are the opening statements and the opening arguments, it seems like the process may take a little bit longer. I'm Jason, Las Vegas. Today we were talking a little bit about Las Vegas, Nevada marijuana lounges not being open yet, but some of the proposed regulations that will be happening at meetings and opening discussions before we open marijuana lounges. Thank you for watching.